Welcome back to the channel. I've been promising you guys we're going to have a Super Twins review on Black Panther 2 Wakanda Forever. So we're going to get ready to kick it off. Don't forget, please hit the like, subscribe, bell notification, and we are ready. All right, fellas. So, first of all, what do you think about the Black Panther? How do you want to kick it off? You want to talk about the action scenes, the overall? Kickstart us on that.
I think overall Black Panther is just a beautiful movie. That's like the best word I come up with that'll like accurately convey my thoughts and my opinion on it. It's a beautiful movie and it's worth watching. There are some really great scenes. There are great storyline. There's just some awesome stuff that's in that movie. I enjoyed the fact that they kept on going with the storyline and just this new take on the villain, and it's not the same trope that we've been getting for a while now. It's like, oh well, the villain is he's a villainous until the end, and then he turns to a good guy. In this movie, it's like Namor is a villain towards the end. He turns to manipulate Shuri again and say that they're on our side and that we're going to have the world turn on Wakanda, and then we're going to have Wakanda pick our side, and then we're going to fight the world. I really enjoyed that, and kind of he has a bigger plan than just being good guy or bad guy. But that's like my overall thought on the movie. I enjoyed it. I'm going to see it a second time. So it was
In 3D.
Yeah, it's good.
I would say, in my opinion, that movie was definitely amazing. I don't really have any bad things to say about that. I guess the bad things to say are only about other people's opinions of the movie. Because, of course, on YouTube, you got those other guys that they'll try to nitpick and, won't let the imagination flow with a comic book movie, a Marvel movie, so on. Because, yeah. But aside from that, I would say it was just an awesome movie. Shuri's role, she was definitely a great player in the entire movie. There wasn't anybody that took away from the movie. Ironheart was amazing. You can tell she's definitely just starting out. You can tell that she's getting that broke Tony Stark treatment. Except with Wakanda, you pretty much had an unsurmountable amount of money behind, all of that. Even though, when she got her newer suit built, Wakanda was not in the best state. And then Namor, I really love his story. I love Tlaloc Khan. I love his 500 years of new history that brings light to a section of Marvel that is finally introduced. More expansion upon mutants other than the Eternals, or just things that don't really have anything to do with other mutants. And with Wakanda, of course, you have the vital closeness to Storm, which one of the greatest mutants there are. So yeah, those two clashing and just being around each other, I think that's awesome. The end with T'Challa, Prince T'Challa, that was definitely amazing. And it took us until like the second time seeing the movie to notice that Prince T'Challa was in two scenes when they first came to Haiti and to find
When the Queen was there.
Yeah, when the Queen was there, to go to Haiti to find I forget her name, but the mother of Prince T'Challa.
Lupita.
Yeah, Lupita Nyong'o. But that's her actress' name, but I forget her MCU name. So yeah, it was really cool to see that. I think the homage to Chadwick Boseman was awesome. I believe that M'Baku, the White Ape.
He is the White Ape.
Yeah, the White Ape. I think he played a really cool and vital role as one of the rulers of Wakanda. I think he's going to be the next king, while everybody is getting settled with the new state of Wakanda. Because after going through something like that, it is going to be very hard for Wakanda to just go back to normal. So yeah, and I do, man, how they introduced how like there's other places with vibranium on the earth, just like Wakanda, is awesome. Hopefully they don't go too wild with it, like say that there's another place with that, and another place with that, and another place. Like I just like the build up that they did. Like they gave great time to Tlaloa Khan, and they gave great time to Wakanda, and showed how there's so many aristocrats in Wakanda, and it took the Black Panther to be reborn and brought back to show that Shuri and many other people were just what Wakanda and in general the world needed, because Wakanda is kind of the capital of the world due to its extreme power. Everybody's trying to be a succubus for vibranium and all of this other stuff. So yeah, I think that's awesome.
Let me ask y'all this. Before this movie, did y'all, because I didn't, of course, but y'all are bigger into the comic books than I am, that world. Did y'all know there were other places other than Wakanda that have vibranium?
No, not outside of space. No.
Okay.
In the comic books, I don't think they've changed a lot for it to be an MCU, but Atlantis or Tlaloa Khans, they didn't have vibranium. They were just fish people, essentially, for lack of a better term. But yeah, no, there wasn't any. And then Namor he didn't have any type of vibranium. None of it. I mean, he was just a first mutant. That's what that's like his tag. Like you got Captain America, First Avenger.
So even in the comic books, he is the first.
He's the first ever mutant.
Yeah, chronologically wise, yeah.
So he was before Wolverine then?
Much before.
Oh, okay.
He's been alive for a very long time.
Nice.
But not to mention, I love how like they implemented Mayan culture into what was in the comics Atlantis. Like Tlaloa Khan, I love how they replaced obsidian, because the Mayans and the Aztecs, they had obsidian blades and obsidian weapons, which is obsidian is the one of the strongest minerals on the planet. And for them to replace that with vibranium, I think that was really awesome, because it just goes to like respect the ingenuity of the Mayans and the people of the Meso area. So I think that was really awesome. And to change his name from Namor to Namor, I think that was cool too. Just because like it was like the child without love.
Mm-hmm.
That's just such a freaking, that's like getting one of those names like Attila the Hun, Scourge of God.
Yeah.
That's just a nice name. That's cool. So yeah.
I don't know if you guys noticed this, but whenever Riri Williams, whenever they first got into her little apartment, I don't know what complex or whatever, her dorm, yeah. And Shuri and her were talking, and they were talking, and then she said to be black and gifted. That was actually one of the things that Chadwick Boseman said in one of his awards, to be black and gifted. And I just thought that was a beautiful homage to what Chadwick Boseman said. And I mean, and the way that she was able to say it, and then even referring back after that, saying, "Oh, you guys probably don't say that in Wakanda because everybody is black and gifted." And then that little dialogue that she had with Shuri said, "Well, not everybody that's super smart at such a young age is kind of
respected by me."
Yeah, exactly. So I just thought that was awesome. Kind of how there's no perfect society, there's no perfect world, in the sense of everybody's going to be nitpicking about something. So I really like that. And I thought it was a great homage to Chadwick Boseman, because I mean he really made this character Black Panther. Like without Chadwick Boseman, I don't believe there would be a Black Panther as strong as this one. There could be a Black Panther, but it's not as good as this one. So, but yeah, I really enjoyed the movie. And Shuri was, I mean, she killed it. Baku, he he did his thing and kind of being Shuri's advisor at the end of it, kind of saying like, I don't think we should be doing this, that, and the third. I don't think we should go into war. And then even before that, he said, I'm going to take Namor and I'm going to kill him. And then switch it up and say, nah, we're not able to kill him. I don't want to start a war with these people. I thought it was great. And I really like Namor's character. Just him basically being so strong and a good villain. I feel like a villain that kind of, that's conniving or scheming behind the scenes, but there's another word for it that I was trying to figure out. But scheming behind the scenes of trying to figure out how he's going to take down Wakanda. And I love how Wakanda's kind of like their own powerhouse, in a sense of like there's no Avengers, there's no like any callbacks to that. It's just like Wakanda, and Wakanda is, I mean, they're them. Like it's awesome. So,
And I guess I got 3 other things to say.
Okay.
One is I really respect T'Challa for going against like the concisiveness of his ancestors, because like they heard the screams of slavery and they were like, oh, they can deal with that, you know, because Wakanda, for as long as it's been around, had vibranium. You know, before all the tribes united, they had vibranium. And they could have stopped slavery, you know. Just putting that out there, you know, they definitely could have done that. You know, they could have, you know, ended that treacherous route down human history right there. And, you know, T'Challa talked about that in the ancestral plane. He was like, all of you were wrong. And I love how Shuri capitalized on that, you know. She didn't exactly like, you know, go back to that realm, but she is probably the greatest ruler that Wakanda has had, just because she stopped the entire world from being taken over. She actually did something on the global scale.
You saying Shuri's the greatest ruler that ever?
Mm-hmm. Anyways, as I speak on my opinion, I believe she's one of the greatest rulers because, for one, none of the other rulers ever had to go against any enemy with vibranium before. Number 2, she stopped the fall of Wakanda, which, you know, all of her ancestors probably would have thought like Wakanda would never fall. It fell, and Shuri picked it back up with the help of others, of course. But you know, they had her as the Black Panther, as a leader, and as a temporary queen, I guess.
She was never queen.
Temporary.
Well, they never even called her queen. They called her princess.
Namor called her queen. Remember
said, "You are
after he
queen
killed
now."
her, he said,
But
"You're the
anyways.
queen now."
Right, but I mean,
I'm not saying she was. I was just saying that Namor called
yeah,
her
I was
queen.
just saying, but at the end of it, whenever M'Baku came down and said the princess, they never acknowledged her. The elders never acknowledged her.
Yeah,
as
she was
queen.
never inaugurated. However, she was a ruler for just that little bit. And number 2,
Hold on, I don't even think she was a ruler though. I think she was a leader. She wasn't a ruler. M'Baku was a ruler.
leader. Okay, leader.
Because M'Baku was the one that took all of them to his space and said, "You guys are going to sit here." Because while she was trying to figure out her own thing, that kind of left everybody Wakandans to decide, essentially.
Which was needed because she kind of left all of that to be the Black Panther, even for that little bit. And I would also say I love like how they showed Taloa Khan, just because he did that thing, and like a hydro duck came out of nowhere at the bottom of the ocean, showing like it throughout their history they learned how to control currents and stuff with either it be vibranium or like mutant magic. I don't know. Doesn't really matter because that was freaking cool. You know, it's pretty much like hyperspace or a what do you call it, wormhole? A wormhole in the ocean, showing like they can get from point A to point B, different sides of the earth, in like hours or something, maybe even minutes. Who knows? But yeah, there was that, and what's another thing? Oh yeah, when M'Baku said, going off of what he said, when M'Baku said, I'm not going to fight him just because his people see him as a god, and that would risk eternal war. That's props to M'Baku. Because like nobody wants an eternal war. Nobody can do that forever.
Cool. I do have this question. Maybe y'all caught it. Maybe y'all can explain it. When Michael B. Jordan's character, I know it's Killmonger, but what's his Wakanda name? I know they said it. I forgot what Suri said. But anyway, Killmonger, when he was talking to Suri, and they were talking about the scientist, and he said something about the girl from the Lost Tribe.
Yeah, that means the black people that were enslaved.
Oh,
That's
okay.
how Wakandans refer, African descendants that were enslaved.
Lost Tribe.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought it might have been some type of Easter egg or something else, or somehow or another she connected to.
We are the Easter eggs.
Yeah. So yeah, that was interesting when he said that.
I really didn't like those callbacks to that plane. That's probably one of the most beautiful scenes I've ever seen in a Marvel movie. It's just having all that, and it was almost like she was inside of a room with Michael B. Jordan's character Killmonger.
Mm-hmm.
They were talking and they were having that conversation of like, hey, are you going to get stuff done, or are you going to be noble like your brother? I thought that was a great call, kind of a great confliction that I feel like Shuri really didn't have internally. And then whenever she finally woke up and she knew something wasn't right, she knew she wasn't supposed to see that, but she would have had to kind of just did her own thing anyway. And then at the end, whenever she had the knife to basically the blade to the neck of Namor, could have killed him right then and there. She basically saw her mother and said, "Show him mercy," or show her who you truly are. And I just thought that was amazing, kind of how they use that plane and how that spiritual plane, they are kind of a little bit more active in the sense of them being able to kind of interact with the people in the past. I'm sure this might have been even a one-time thing, but it also reminded me of kind of like Lion King, whenever Mufasa saw his father in the sky, and kind of like, oh yeah, Simba saw Mufasa in the sky, and how that whole entire interaction, I just thought that was cool. I thought that was awesome. Yeah, it's a great movie. I highly recommend if you haven't seen it, go watch it.
Oh, you gotta see it before you look at this video.
Right.
This is a spoiler review.
But yeah, even if you don't mind spoilers, go see the movie. It's awesome. Speaking of Lion King, the music in the movie, it was dope. I enjoyed it. Like the background music, put in the African flavor, and even like the Mayan and like modern day Latino flavor in it. I really love that.
It was definitely African music.
Not all of it. When they were in Tlalocan,
Yeah.
it wasn't African music.
But it was after that, whenever they went to Riri's school, that was African music.
Yeah, I'm saying like they had African music and they had Afropop. I know that.
Yeah,
But-
because one of the musical director was an Afro beats artist. I did see that part.
Like the separate parts when they showed Namor's history and the present, everything about Tlalocan, there was no African music. It was either
I
Mayan
just
or
didn't hear you refer to the African music at all.
anyway. Anyways,
You said Mayan and you said Latino.
no. I said
You can go
we're
back in the video.
gonna go back in the video because I know for a fact that I said that. This is like the third time today he's misheard me, bro. Anyways.
Low average right there.
Anyways, yes, there was a beautiful mix in between African music, Afro pop, and there was a beautiful mix in between Mayan and Yucatec music, and parts modern day Latino music, especially like just showing like the beauty of the modern day Yucatec Peninsula and the modern day Mayans and stuff. Like showing them is like especially when Lupita Nyong'o, which by the way she was born in Mexico, when she went there, which is why her first name's Lupita. When she went there to the Yucatec Peninsula and she had went around the village, you could really see like it was a Mayan village clearly, and like a lot of their ancestral beliefs are still present in the day, which I love, of course. So yeah, that was just beautiful. Overall, like there was no disrespect in the movie. Like I believe like the creators of the movie were very respectful of each culture. They made sure they did the right thing with every aspect, and that they weren't like blasphemous or something, you know. So yeah, I think that was awesome. Not to mention, just like man, in the scenes where like Lord Khan or Namor or Namor, whichever one you want to go by, when he attacked the Wakandans, like he was like with the whales and stuff, bro. Oh man, like the orca whales and the blue whales and stuff. That was just awesome. Cause like if I see like 500 orca whales coming at me, best believe I'm not fighting, bro. I'm done. Even with vibranium, I'm like, if they take you underwater, there's nothing to do. And by the way, in the first scene where we see the Atlanteans or the Lower Khan people, when we see them, it's like they do that little mermaid call. I remember the first time we saw it, I turned to him and I was like, look, the Wakandans are scary, but they're not that scary. You know, like being in the ocean, like no light at all aside from the moonlight and the lights on the ship. Next thing you know, you hear like a high-pitched song being played from the water, and like just a bunch of your people going missing. You're gonna poop your pants, you know.
Yeah.
You're gonna like your pants are gonna be brown. That's pretty much it. Pretty much it.
Yeah, those guys had the whole Navy SEAL and everybody just jumping off the ship.
Even Shield and like you know top agents, like these are highly trained people, and they're just going missing.
So what do y'all think about any of the, like I know we saw this the second time tonight, but like on the first time, were there any surprise characters that were in it that you were like, oh, that's cool? Other than, of course, at the end, but.
Oh yeah.
Michael B. His character, I was surprised that she was going to see her. She was going to see him on the spiritual plane whenever she was getting those powers. Their favorite colonizer. I feel like that was funny. That was funny callback. And kind of his position, I feel like can be used in the future. Kind of.
Is he the new? What's his name? Costa? What's?
Coulson?
Yeah. Is he the new Coulson?
I guess so.
Because it kind of feel that way when you see the different. Yeah.
Did Coulson die? Because we haven't seen him at all. Did he die?
It's something he's supposed to be.
Supposed to come back and Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., he never necessarily died. Right?
But he had died, and then he came back. But that was in one of the Marvel movies, if I remember correctly, right?
I mean, technically, sure. Marvel hasn't been doing anything that like pertains to normal people. True. Like we've been going into multiverses and.
But he just seems like the new one, you know.
Yeah, and I really like how the new, like, essentially the leader of the Thunderbolts, how his relation to her is, and they used to be, they're like exes, essentially. Yeah. So I just thought that was funny. I thought it was cool.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, like just aside, like I think it's funny that Wakandans call them colonizers because they've never been colonized.
True.
Like they've never been plundered. Like aside from each other, they've never been plundered upon. I mean, they can technically use it because they're still like African and stuff. But still, it's just funny to me. Especially, oh man, that like submarine that they had, that was freaking off the chain. Like, no government would want to fight a submarine that's freaking made of vibranium like that. Just like easily slipping through the water at like 500 knots or something. I don't know what the technical term for knots are. They could be miles per hour. I don't know. I wouldn't put it past the Wakandans though. Like, just like they're a force beyond reckoning. And like seeing their projection shields and stuff, like how they use their vibranium, I think that was awesome. Overall, in every single movie that Wakanda is in, Wakanda gets better.
Okay. So what do y'all think about all the different suits in the movie? Like, what's the Riri's first suit, her second suit, or the Dharma. How do you say it? The Dharma Lodges. The one that
The
Siri
Midnight
made.
Angel. I was not a fan of the design of the Midnight Angel.
Mm.
Just because, like, you know, it didn't really look good to me. Like, even, what's her name? She was like, is it just me, or does the suit look uglier every time I see it? I was like, yeah, it's not the best looking suit. And, anyway, the, the Iron Maiden suit, like, I just think it would look a little too clunky. You know, it's just like...
The first one or the second one,
the
or
second
both?
one. The first one I liked just because it was a starter up. She made it in a car garage. Like, come on, that's awesome. Plus, she's not rich, so unless I don't think she's
Actually,
rich.
she's making a lot of money.
Yeah, she's making a lot of money. Like
Selling the
yeah.
You know where it's all going to, though.
yeah, it's going to her going to her. No, where is it going to?
Her building. It's going to her buildings, I guess. You know, her creations.
Yeah, it's essentially going to, it's basically going to her new suits and, I guess tuition, because that school's not cheap. MIT is not cheap at all, so it's going straight to paying for school.
Yeah, think about it. MIT is the same place that Spider-Man is going to go to, right?
Is it?
Yeah, they were talking about that in No Way Home.
Did he get into it though? Or
Yeah, when everything got set back, he got into MIT. No, he didn't. But Mary Jane, yeah. So
yeah.
there might be a little connection right there.
So
yeah, there might be a
MJ
little
then
connection.
got into MIT. Peter Parker was
Peter.
going to go to MIT, but everybody forgot who Peter Parker was.
Yeah, thankfully, because that would have
And
ruined
now
the
he's
entire
about
thing.
to go into basically J. Jonah Jameson's business.
Yeah, the Daily Bugle.
Yeah, taking
And
photos there.
Part-time Spider-Man, or some days full-time. I like that better because honestly, you know, like Marvel was taking us for a ride up there, and I was like, okay, but like, how is Spider-Man going to be down here in like New York when he's fighting people up here in space? So it was like, you know, friendly neighborhood or friendly galactic. You know, you gotta choose. Gotta choose. But back to Black Panther, I just really enjoyed the movie. That was awesome. Like, I'm not much of a crier, especially on movies, unless it's like Old Yeller or something. But like, it got me emotional a little bit when I saw T'Challa's kid. It's like, dang, he looks pretty much like he's T'Challa too, or the son of T'Challa.
Kind of hard to tell that, but the suits were cool. They were. I wasn't like the biggest fan of Riri's second suit. I wasn't the biggest fan of the Wakanda second.
Did y'all catch the cornrows in her Iron Maiden suit?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, they pretty much did. Like, even Zuri did cornrow, or Shuri did cornrows in her Black Panther suit.
Okay.
So,
She was doing cornrows most of the movie. Riri.
No, I'm talking about in the actual suit that
Oh no.
had cornrow style.
I just think that the suit kind of looked like maybe a 12-year-old drew it or something. I don't know. Because like the legs were all like brought out there, and I was like,
I don't know about 12-year-old, but
it just didn't look like, you know, close to. I'm still used to Iron Man, and I'm gonna be used to Iron Man all the way. Which I still think is whack that they killed off Iron Man, but you know, whatever. We gotta move forward. No moving backward.
Okay. Any closing remarks?
Go see the movie. That's pretty much it.
Regular or 3D? Which one was better?
Regular. Like 3D is cool, but it doesn't do more justice to the movie. It's just, you know, go see PDX, IMAX, whichever one's like, you know, freaking 4K if you got it.
yeah, 3Ds are not worth the upcharge in my opinion. There were like some scenes in it. I'm like, oh, that's cool. Like, so whenever they were underwater, I felt like that was cool. And whenever they were in the spiritual realm, those are the only two scenes where I was like, oh my gosh, that's amazing. But even then, both of those scenes are still great in regular. 3D also messes with my eyes, so I was struggling after that movie.
Okay, now your grades for Black Panther to Wakanda Forever.
It might be a little too early, man. Cause
No, this is your second time. You should have the grade down.
I give it a 9.5 to be honest, which is,
Ooh,
you know, it's pretty high for, you know, any movie, but
I think you just blew your brother away.
I mean, like, at the least I'll give it a 9. You know, maybe an 8.5, but I'm going with the 9.5 right now. That's why I said it's too early, at least for me.
Okay.
Dang.
Wait. Let me take that back. Just because that would make it like one of the greatest movies ever.
Yo.
I'll give it an 8.5. Yeah. I had to bring myself back to earth there for a second. That's why I said it was too early. I'll give it an 8.5 or an 8.
I was thinking like, I was thinking most 8. I was thinking like, I was trying to figure out, do I really love it that much to give it an 8? I'm also very critical of movies, so.
He is.
But I mean, I'll do 7.5 out of 10 for that movie. It was a great movie. I might do 8 just because of the homage. I felt like they did great to Chadwick Boseman.
Big ups to Jasmine.
Yeah.
Jasmine.
Yeah.
That's a new name.
Chadwick Boseman, my bad.
Yeah,
Oh,
so
man.
I'll probably give it 7.5 or 8 out of 10. 7.7 out of 10 if you want to.
All right, so now it's going to be interesting to see where everyone puts this on their list for
This year?
2022. So we'll catch that in another video.
Yeah, catch that in another video because I'm gonna need some time to think about that one, bro.
Especially because for you, it would be number 1, 9.5.
Look, nothing is taking over Batman this year. Maybe for the next freaking 5 years or something. I don't know. Nothing's taking over Batman.
Yeah, because you're like, if you give this a 9.5, Batman got
Yeah.
perfect 10. Which, I mean, hey, maybe it is. All right, so everybody watching, please hit the like, subscribe, and the notification. Throw in some comments on everything that the Super Twins are talking about. Things you agree with, things you disagree with, things that you agree with some of the naysayers that's out there that's, trying their best to dog it out the way they do.
Look, make your own opinion, bro.
For sure.
Don't just, hop on the pile of haters, man. Make your own opinion. Go see that movie. Don't just listen to some YouTube video and be like, oh no, the movie's trash, and you've never seen it. Come on, bro.
Now, there's been a lot of things said about this, and this is y'all's. I'm just throwing this in here at the end. There's been a lot of things said about this movie, a lot of comments, and people can have their opinions. The craziest comment that I heard from a few different people was that this movie was boring. That was the most insane comment of anything they could say. They could say anything about everything else, but to say it was boring, they were going in this movie to already say it was boring.
Look.
But I'm sure the people of Marvel and Black Panther and everybody thank you for your money that you paid to go see this boring movie in y'all opinion.
These are the same people that would call like Revenge of the Sith boring because of the politics. You have to have politics in the movie to refer more on the world building of it. If it's going to be boring, of course that little 10-minute part out of the 3-hour movie is going to be boring. I'm sorry about that. Not everything can be fighting even in a Marvel movie. And honestly, the only thing that could have made it better is if Stan Lee was still alive and he had some, way of being in it. But that's the only way. Stan Lee, sadly, not around anymore. So that's pretty much that.
Oh yeah. So thank you for checking the video out. Continue to look at it. Look at it multiple times. Make multiple comments. Throw in some icons and all of that kind of stuff. Emojis, and all that kind of stuff. And we're going to see you on the next one. Stay tuned real soon for our movie list for the best movies of 2022 up till now. We're out.